Okay, so back at it again. This is the one I built. In my previous videos, I said I was going to change out these pickups. Well, I got some pickups. I said I was going to go with this, or thinking of going with this bridge, but I'm going to stay with this bridge here because I kind of like the brass. One thing I didn't mention, but very sharp edge along here. So when you're playing, gets you on your forearm here. So I just put a little bit of just rounded that off a touch because it's got binding on here. I didn't want to go too deep, but just enough to take the edge off. But these are the pickups I got. Again, I'm not endorsing anybody, but these are supposedly an equivalent to a Tex-Mex, Fender Tex-Mex pickup, which is a Texas pickup made in Mexico, from what I gather. This is the neck pickup, and that's got all the technical information right there, which makes perfectly clear as to what I'm doing, because I was kind of wondering about that part there. But now that I got it, it's clear. And this is the bridge. And again, it's got all your technical specs and all that kind of stuff down here, which is just perfect. It's just what you want, what you need here. Okay, and this is 68, 2068, and then 2069. Isn't that? That's just going to be perfect. That's all we need. Now, these are the instructions, the wiring. So there you got your instructions right there, which makes it really easy. This side here, it's got it in English. Okay, but that's pretty straightforward. But what I'm going to have to do with this, though, is because these are got connectors, solderless. I'm not going to be doing any soldering on here, but I'm going to have to cut the wires off of these and solder the wires onto these, and heat shrink them, shrink wrap them, and go with that, because I want to keep the plug and play style to this thing. First, I got to get these strings off. So now we'll see how convenient these locking tuners are, because one of the reasons why I put this on is that if you do make changes, you got to take your strings off. You don't have all your strings coiled up on the ends here on the tuners. So you got a better shot here of the tuner, and we'll just back this off. Pretty high ratio tuners here for. Okay, so we're straight there. I'm going to bend that, back this off, and if everything's working well today, there we go. So you're going to be able to use that string, all of them. So that's good. Because these are new strings. And like I said before, I've been playing this guitar and I like it. It's nice and light. It's easy to play. I like the action on it. I like the feel of the neck. The only thing is the pickups are a little quiet, a little dull, I guess. So I'm kind of hoping we'll get some. And I'm used to playing guitars with humbuckers. So I'm kind of hoping these ones here, we get a little bit more heat out of the pickups, and get a little bit better sound, I guess, or more sound. Not necessarily better, just more. So far I'm happy with these locking tuners, because they're doing what I was hoping they would do. This came in that kit I bought, and I also have this thing here. This, unfortunately, the battery goes dead on its own, so it's not much of a help. You always have to keep it charged up, and it's never ready to go when you need it. Now I need, got to loosen off on this tree here because I got them locked right in. There we go. So right now, I think it's minus 25 or something like that out, with a wind chill of probably minus 40. So it's not something you don't want to be going outside if you don't need to. Now I might run into an issue with this E-string because I got it double looped. Because it can sometimes pull through with the tuner, the locking tuners, so I double looped it. But okay, let's see here. Always have the tool you need. Don't always have it where you need it, but as long as you have one. There we go, perfect. Okay, so that does that. Now I'm going to start by taking the neck pickup off, the pick guard. Take this off. These I'm going to try and keep together. I might just put a lot of tape here. I don't really like putting tape on strings, but if you can use tie straps for doing this too, but that means I got to go to my garage, and I don't want to do that because it's too bloody cold. Okay, so we're going to get this off, and then we'll see what we're dealing with on the inside here. I'll have to take this off too. Some stuff stripped out. Okay. And we'll get this. Oop, one more. Okay, now. It doesn't. Aha. There we go. Oop. There. So the pickup slides underneath the neck here. So there we go. So that's that. I got to get this off here, and we can unplug some stuff. Again, taking a perfectly good guitar and hopefully making it better. Okay, so that's that. So I'll put this out of the way. Now we're going to start with this. So, your neck pickup. Probably going to wind up buying the Fender ones, but we'll see how these sound. Hopefully they sound the same. Or not sound the same, but sound better. I did practice. I was playing all my 3 Strats. Actually, I played all my regular guitars, did the same song, where I had a little bit of a solo. And my blue Strat, my Sunburst Player Plus, my Jade Green Player Plus Strat, and then my home-built Telecaster thin line, which is what this is going to get, which is getting this thing, roller bridge, and then this guitar here. I played them all, same song, same settings on my little amp, and the Araya that I just finished with the big tremolo versus the 2 Strats, you can barely tell the difference. The neck feel on the Strats are a little nicer. The fret work is a little nicer, and I didn't do any fret work on the Araya. But as far as sound goes, there's very little difference. Then you get into the thin line, which we'll get at in the next video or so. That sounded good, but it was a little quieter. And then this one here was a little quieter yet. And when I practice with my band, I have 3 main foot pedals, which is a clean, overdrive, and then I have my solo, which just basically gives it more gain and overdrive and just increases the volume, I guess. But it gives it a little bit more heat, a little bit more fuzz. On this one here, when I played on the clean, it just wasn't enough, so I had to always play on the gain and high gain. So that might just be a Telecaster thing. I don't know. It's hard to say, because I honestly I don't. Magnet's picking up everything here. I don't know what the. I'm kind of new to this single coil stuff. Now, okay, so basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to cut the wires here, and I'll splice these here on, and hopefully it works. Okay, here's my wire snips. I'm going to give myself some lead here. I don't want to have a little bit of room to play with should I ever go back. Okay, now we're going to do this one up first before I take that out. Okay, got my soldering iron here heated up. Don't have to do much here, just get enough to keep this together. There, that'll do it for that, and then we'll do this one. So doing this, get the thin gauge soldering. If you get the heavy stuff, it just takes too long and it's too bulky. And what I do is I just build it up on here, and then kind of brush it on here, get it nice and smooth. There. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, I'm just going to unplug this because I don't need it for a bit. I will take the shrink wrap. I got my little baby torch here. We'll just heat that up. Okay, that's good. You don't have to worry about sealing it for water or anything like that. It's just, okay. Actually, I don't like that. So let me heat this thing up again. Okay. We'll get this a little bit better, a little bit stronger. Like anything, when you're doing something like this, you're learning and you're practicing. And typically, in this case, the last solder is going to be the best. But this one here is good. This is better. Okay, let that cool down. All right. These wires are pretty thin. There's not much to them. Okay, get that around the middle. Running out of fuel. Here we go. That's all we got to do. So, white to white, black to black. Okay, now we'll take this out. You got to be careful with the got springs. You don't want to send them flying. This does come with a kit, like the kit does come with some hardware. Okay, set that there. Now, I suppose it doesn't matter which way it goes in. I'm going to go that way. So, even like that. So, screw. I'm using the hardware, the old stuff that came with the kits. And that, and then the spring. So we'll just screw these in to get the height you want. I'm just gonna. The other thing, these pickups were quite low in the plate. So at least the original ones. So I did move them up, but that you can play with as you go along. Because once you get it in there and start tuning it, then well, there you go. That didn't take too long. There's the stuff. Okay. Now we'll move on to the bridge pickup. So let me get all that set up here, and then we'll come back and get that one done. Actually, let's have a look at it now. So my close-up glasses, I learned that doesn't matter how cheap they are, you shouldn't be sitting on them. And that's what I did. And that's nice. And I broke them. So that's nice looking. So that's a Wilkinson. This is Wilkinson. They actually have pretty nice stuff. I can't remember who made this. This might be Musicili, but same supplier. It's got some mass to it, like it's got some heat or weight to it, but the Wilkinson stuff I'm pretty impressed with. Okay, let's get that thing cooking, and we'll come back here in a few minutes and get that put together. Okay, so I got it out. This is the old pickup. Again, it's got a magnet on the back. Okay, a plate. This one here, it's got that copper base there. So I have more. I just think these are more. It's a stronger magnet. Yeah, definitely stronger. Okay. Yeah, won't even get out of its own way there. So that's okay. So we're going to cut this. I'm going to do the same, solder it up, and then we'll make nice, make happy, and get this thing put back together. We'll catch up in a few minutes. I got to heat up my soldering gun again, soldering iron, and get this soldered up. Then we'll mount it and put it together and take her from there. Okay, so the gun's hot. We got a little bit of a dollop there, so we'll put this. Do this one nice and clean. A little bit more. Okay, and this one here. There we go. Okay, those are good. Just unplug it here. Slide the shrink wrap over it. We'll seal this up, and then we can get back to putting it together. Okay, that one didn't quite take. going to do this one again. Get a little. It's not sticking for some reason. There we go. Got too much. This is good. This will be good. There, done. Okay, now we'll put that back into the guitar. It's a little awkward because I left the strings in, so I got to assemble it on here, which is going to be a little, not tricky, but just not quite as easy. Not a big deal. Put this here. Okay, so we'll feed this through. It's pretty slick with these connectors, though. I like them. It's better than going on here and trying to solder and making a mess. And just a little cleaner. And there we go. Almost thought it wouldn't fit. Okay, now get my hardware. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and get this one in here. Yeah, this magnet is quite a bit stronger. So, before I mess this up, I'm just going to run these screws through the pickup itself because the threads seem to be a little fussy here. Nope, it's just me. Okay. Okay, so, okay, we'll get this put in here. I'll catch up when I got that done. Plug her in and see how she sounds. Stay tuned. Okay, so I got it all together. I just got a wire or string. I got my high E string here. Locking tuner. That's all it is a pin. This goes in the base of the tuner, and that just locks the string, boom, up into the top of the tuner. So it just basically threads in, So there's no rocket science there either. I don't have enough string here to loop it around, so I'm just gonna get it in there as tight as I can. Hopefully it holds. And then we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna get this tuned up. It should be all right. I'm gonna get this tuned up and plug it in, play it, and then we'll get back and let you know whether it was time well spent. It's always time well spent. The results may not be what you're looking for or hoping for, but it's always, the way I look at it is you can never go wrong if you want to try something like this, because it's always a learning experience. Yeah, so results are one thing. The experience of doing it is the most important thing. And you do enough of this, you can start fixing your own guitars. You can set them up. You can, you learn all that kind of stuff. Whereas if you have a guitar that's not playing the way you like it, or the neck's warped or bent and got a wow to it, you have the, I mean, you could eyeball it, but if you get one of these tools here, you can check for straightness this way. Check for straightness, and then use your nut, your adjusting nut here to adjust it. Set your tension, but set your string height, and you do all that yourself. You don't have to pay anybody, or you don't have to play a guitar that doesn't play well, or settle for a guitar that doesn't play well, because nothing worse than not liking the guitar you're playing, and especially if it's the only one you got, or if you really like a specific guitar but you just don't like the way it plays, you can fix it. It's all doable. So I got these in. Pickups I'm going to play around with them as far as the pickup heights go. I'm not sure where to, where their happy spot is, but I'm getting them a little bit out of the bass here. I'm going to tune it up, give it a shot, and we'll get back as to the results. So stick around. Hit that subscribe button while you're waiting. Thanks. Okay, got it done. Got my Spark Positive Grid Spark Go, or whatever it's called. Now the sound out of that, as opposed to coming out of a real, like a full-size amp, isn't the same, but it does for what we need here. That's back, that's the bridge, and that's a clean rhythm. This one here's just got a, this one this has got some overdrive. This is kind of custom, or what I do, a little bit more heat. I kind of like it. So, I think it was a good move. Again, these are the old pickups, the magnet bar on them, the bridge. I mean, they'll do, but these Wilkinsons are, they're good. I like them. I'm happy with it. Now I want to change and pick up some of my other guitars. The nice thing about this versus working on cars is that the guitar stuff is relatively cheap. Anytime you touch a car, you're talking hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. You want to do some modifications. This kind of stuff. I mean, these cost $53, I think, off of Amazon. The Fender ones were 100 and change, so these were like half the price. What the hell, might as well give it a shot. But to do modifications and to improve your guitars is it's cost effective. And you can take, like I did with my blue guitar, my blue Strat, you can take a cheap guitar, like inexpensive guitar, I wouldn't call it cheap, inexpensive guitar, you can change it out. I put humbucker pickups on it, front bridge and neck. Did the locking tuners. What else did I do to that thing? Done so many things to it. Bridge, tremolo. I mean, it just plays better when you do that kind of stuff. It's not quite what my Fenders are, but sound-wise, it's pretty darn close, if not equal. Neck feel and all that. The Fenders are a little nice. The one thing with that tremolo, you're gonna have to go and have a look at my other video there on the blue Strat, is that it did add weight, but it didn't feel it. You don't feel it so much, but it does balance the guitar better, so it doesn't want to neck dive. So I would call this a success. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up on my next video. I'm not even sure what I'm going to be doing there. So take care and have some fun. Pick those strings.